Hi everyone and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. So it's been confirmed then that David Benavidez is to defend his WBC light heavyweight championship of the world against Britain's Anthony Yarde in November in Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, aka the Mexican Monster, a nickname given to him by the legendary Mike Tyson, by the way. David Benavidez is currently one of the best and I would say most formidable boxers of today. He's 28 years old. He's of Mexican and Ecuadorian descent. He's born in Phoenix, Arizona, in the USA. He's a two-time world champion. He was a champion at super middleweight. He's now a champion at light heavyweight. He's unbeaten. He has a record currently of 30 fights, 30 wins, 24 wins by knockout. In fact, you could say he's unbeaten in his lifetime as a boxer because he had 15 amateur fights and he won all of those as well. He's tall, he's aggressive, he comes forward, throws punches in bunches, he's got power, he's very good to watch, and he's also quite an engaging character outside the ring, very outspoken. He's got into a few trash talks at his fights, and so he's very outspoken when he wants to be. He's also got some excellent wins on his record. I mean, he's beaten the likes of Caleb Plant, David Morrell, the Cuban. That was a very good win for him. Alexander Gavodzic, he beat when he moved up to light heavyweight. Demetrius Andrade, he's beaten him. David Lemieux, Anthony Durrell. So, you know, he's fought some pretty good fighters and he's taken care of them pretty easily, I would have to say. As for Anthony Yarde, he's from London, from Hackney, known as the Beast from the East. He's 33 years old currently. He took up boxing quite late, actually, Anthony Yarde. Had a very short amateur career, but it was quite successful. I mean, I know he won a Haringey Box Cup. I think he stopped everyone on the way to winning that title as well. As a professional, he's had, 30 fights, 27 wins, 24 by KO, 3 losses. The 3 losses were to Lyndon Arthur, who he's avenged twice, those losses. He was also beaten in 2 world title attempts first by Sergey Kovalev out in Russia, got stopped there, had Sergey Kovalev all over the place. Looked like he was going to knock Sergey Kovalev out. Couldn't quite get the job done and was stopped a few rounds later, ran out of gas basically. Showed his inexperience in that fight. He also lost to Artur Beterbiev in a fight in England. Really good fight that was, pushed Beterbiev all the way before getting stopped. But Beterbiev is on the record as saying that, obviously prior to the Bivol fights, he said that that was his hardest fight in the ring. So listen, Anthony Yarde he's a very good fighter. He's athletic, physically very strong, big puncher, and I think he's got underrated boxing skills. I think people kind of look at him and they kind of underrate his boxing skills and don't quite give him the credit I think he deserves for some of the nuances in his boxing. I think he's a very good boxer. I guess Anthony Yarde's best wins, I mean, the knock on Anthony Yarde is that other than the world title shots that he's had, and other than Lyndon Arthur, the opponents have not been stellar. I think that's a fair criticism. You know, at times he's not been matched the strongest. I would say the wins over Lyndon Arthur are probably his best wins, but that should not deter from the fact that he is a very good fighter. It's clear, once you see him in the ring, you know that this guy is very talented. And what I would say as well is that enough props to Anthony Yarde for taking this fight, because David Benavidez is, I said it before and I'll say it again, he's a formidable fighter. And initially, David Benavidez was in talks with Callum Smith, Britain's Callum Smith of Liverpool, also a very good fighter. So we were being led to believe that that fight was going to happen. It would appear that the talks for that fight has broken down. And in steps Anthony Yarde. But I will say this, and this is no slight on Callum Smith, who's a very good fighter, and I have enough respect for him. I would say that this one, Benavidez versus Yarde, is probably a better matchup, probably a better style matchup, because what you got here is David Benavidez, aggressive, come forward puncher, throws punches in bunches, against Anthony Yarde, athletic, strong, a big puncher who will meet Benavidez head on, and there'll be some really good exchanges. So this is a fight you can't miss, in my opinion. And as for Yarde, as I said, you can't doubt this man's fighting spirit. Yes, he has been criticised for some of the opponents that he's fought in his career so far, and I think that is a valid criticism. I like to have seen him be much harder at times. There were talks with fights against the likes of Joshua Buatsi, Callum Smith, and people like that. It's not happened. But hey, I don't know the reasons for those fights not happening. I certainly don't think it's because Anthony Yarde is scared. In fact, I know it's not that. They've just not happened. But anyway, what I'm saying is that this fight now is a fight that you can't miss. Anthony Yarde will bring it. I'm pretty sure of that. This is going to be a really good fight. I mean, let's be honest, man. A lot of people in boxing have not fancied getting in the ring with David Benavidez. They've avoided him like the plague. One such fighter, I would say, is Canelo Alvarez. Yes, the legendary Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's clear to everyone in the game that he was avoiding David Benavidez. And that is just facts. You could be the most hardcore, ardent Saul Canelo Alvarez fan, but even they deep down will know that what I'm saying is the truth. Canelo wanted no parts of David Benavidez. David Benavidez was chasing a fight with Canelo for so long while he was at super middleweight that in the end the man had to move up in weight because he realised that he wasn't going to get the fight. Canelo was coming up with all kinds of excuses to not take that fight, in saying things like, what has David Benavidez done? I mean, come on now. But anyway, enough of that. Back to this fight. This is going to be an absolute barnstormer. I mean, I would imagine David Benavidez will start as a heavy favourite, given, you know, what he's achieved in the game so far. As I said, he's a two-weight world champion, unbeaten, very impressive wins on his record. So he will start as a heavy favourite. But you can't write off Anthony Yarde, and I'll tell you why. Because Anthony Yarde is a big puncher. He's strong. He's courageous. He will give it everything. And when you analyse the styles of the two fighters, you will see that Benavidez is a guy that likes to come forward. Sometimes his defence is not the best. It's getting better, but he does get hit. And Anthony Yarde can punch, as we all know. And these are big guys. And if one of them lands clean, then it could be curtains for the other. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I won't do a prediction right now, as the fight is still some way ahead of us. But I will be following this fight closely, and I will be doing a prediction nearer to the time. But anyway, listen, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, you know how it goes. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.